You want to know what's even funnier about this article that I'm about to read? It's about something that we come across just about every day when we have to have it. And that, my friends, is about the munchies. Yeah, I knew this was coming, and I didn't make anything for this. So, here's the straight up, yeah, there's a news story. News story right there where it says upload done. Anyway, um, oh boy. I mean, we all work in some fashion or form, and we all get hungry. So, for those who understand the meaning of munchies and what is good for you and what isn't good for you, yeah, we all have common sense. But for those who don't have common sense, well, this is for you. Here's why your favorite foods are so hard to resist. It's no secret, when you buy Doritos, you're going to finish the entire bag. There are countless reasons why people have so much trouble putting junky snacks down. And many of them are by design. Companies spend billions on marketing their products and conduct scientific studies to figure out how to engineer their foods to keep you eating. Consider this. In a Connecticut college study released just yesterday, neuroscience students found that eating Oreos activate more neurons in the pleasure centers of rats' brains than did consuming cocaine or morphine. And New York Times writer and author of Sugar, Fat, Salt, Michael Moss, recently wrote about 10 components added to Doritos that make them extremely tasty and difficult to resist. Unsurprisingly, salt and sugar were major ingredients. In fact, the salty additives in Doritos give them a flavor burst. That burst dissolves in your saliva, sending signals to the pleasure centers of your brain, explained Moss. Do these foods sound addicting to you? Marion Nestle, professor of nutrition, food studies, and public health of New York University, and author of many books on nutrition, says there should be a distinction between having a strong desire for food and being addicted to it. I think of the word as meaning a physical dependence. We physically depend on food in general, but never on one food in particular, Nestle tells HuffPost. Food companies create food products that people want to eat. Is one the same as addiction? I don't think so, but there's evidence that food triggers the same neurological pleasure centers as do addictive drugs, alcohol, and cigarettes, but not nearly to the same extent. Read on to discover exactly how some of your favorite foods may be keeping you coming back for more. You love pastries because they're packed with carbs. Lots of starchy foods contain complex carbs that your body breaks down into simple sugars. A study conducted on mice in 2012 found that foods high in carbs, fats, and sugars can actually change the brain. The researchers at the University of Montreal discovered that after being exposed to diets with high levels of fat and sugar, mice reveals withdrawal symptoms of depression and a greater sensitivity to stressful situations. They also had higher levels of the Krebs molecule, which is known to play a role in dopamine production. Much of this is still emerging science, and it's impossible to say that lots of sugar won't make anyone feel happier, but humans are naturally drawn to sugary high carb foods. We evolved to love the taste of sugars as an infant survival mechanism, says Nestle. The brain needs sugars to function and carbohydrates as the most efficient source of it. You love Cheetos because they'll literally melt in your mouth. I don't know about that. I really don't know about that. I mean, I'll admit, Cheers are good, but my God, they stick to your fingers like I don't know what, as well as your teeth. How fast can you eat a bag of Cheetos? Probably pretty quickly. That's because the manufacturers of the puffcorn product have mastered the art of vanishing caloric density. The Cheeto is extremely light and fluffy, therefore making it easy to rapidly melt in your mouth. Moss discovered that this junk food ploy tricks your brain into thinking you are not eating as many calories. So you just keep eating it forever. You love Fruit Loops, popsicles, and gummy bears because they are bright and colorful. Now, of course, that's not the only reason why you love these tasty foods, but their vibrant coloring has been known to play a part. Food companies add their color to their products to make them more appealing. Dr. Linda M. Katz, Chief Medical Officer for the FDA's Center for Food Safety and Applied Nutrition, reports that color additives are incorporated into foods to enhance colors that occur naturally and to provide color to colorless and fun foods like popsicles and sodas. That's what food companies do to sell food, says Nestle. That's their business. People don't like eating gray foods. You like canned sauces because most contain sugar, excessive sugar. When we think of satisfying snack foods, tomato sauce isn't really on the list, but that doesn't mean it's free of the additives that make more typical junk foods more appealing. It's tomato sauce. I would imagine that, I doubt anybody could get high off of just drinking down a bottle of tomato sauce. Yeah, I like to see someone try to drink down a bottle of ragu and then post it on YouTube. Drink a fucking chili and eat a fucking chili pepper while they're at it. I mean a ghost pepper. Yeah, do that. Just eat a boot jaloka and then drink down a motherfucking bottle of ragu right behind it. I dare you. See where that gets you, dumbasses. Yet somebody out there is probably listening to, oh yeah, well I'll do it. I'll show you. Yeah, show me why you're a goddamn idiot, please. I'll give you a reason why you're a goddamn idiot. Because you're listening to a smart guy basically share his 2 cents and you literally fell for it. Dumbasses. For example, the second ingredient after tomatoes is sugar. One of the 3 addictive components. Hi, Kim. Fast food, according to Moss. The New York Times reports that just a half cup of Prego, traditional sauce, has about 2 tablespoons of sugar. That's the same amount of sugar in 2 large Oreos. Nestle says the added sugar in canned tomato sauces make them taste better and covers up the off-metallic taste from the canning process. But before you head to the kitchen to make your own, note that sugar can be found in canned tomatoes, a common ingredient in homemade sauce, in the form of high fructose corn syrup. If you're craving tomato sauce, you're better off avoiding any kind of tomato product that comes in the can. You love candy because your body has not adapted to its intense flavor. Bullshit. There are a bunch of reasons why you can't resist munching on your kid's Halloween candy loot, but you can't blame part of it on evolution. In an article on Prevention.com, Ashley Gerhardt, PhD, professor in the psychology department in the University of Michigan, explained that the human body has not yet to handle the intense trio of sugar, fat, and salt that comes in candy bars. Gerhardt also wrote that the intense trio of sugar, fat, salt, and... I just read that. Before processed food was developed, sugar was found in fruit and guarded by stinging bees. Salt was a simple garnish, and fat was a nutrient that had to be hunted or foraged. The tastes taken together are still very new to the human body. Okay, this is bullshit right here. You love fries and potato chips because they have the perfect mix of salt and fat, and they're fried. According to Michael Moss, the coating of fat and salt on potato chips and french fries is what makes them so irresistible. Moss writes in his New York Times piece, the starch in the potato causes the same glucose spike as sugar, but is absorbed into the bloodstream and much more quickly. That spike will drop very fast, causing you to reach for another fry or chip. You love soda, juices, and sport drink because they're sweet sugar powerhouses. No, I like to drink it because, just me. Kelly Brownell, director of Yale's Rudd Center for Food Policy and Obesity, claims that sodas and sports drinks are the single greatest source of added sugar in the American diet. And the research linking sugar-sweetened beverage intake with obesity and diabetes is stronger than for any other food or beverage category. The average American consumes 50 gallons of sugar-sweetened beverages per year. The nutrition source revealed in a guide titled How Sweet It Is? How Sweet Is It? That cranberry juice cocktail, orange soda, and cola all have much more than 12 grams of sugar in a 12-ounce serving, with some packing upwards of 40 grams of sugar, which is the same as about 10 teaspoons of sugar. That's a lot of sugar. As with many of the items above, high sugar content plays a key part in making popular foods and drinks so hard to put down. But why so much sugar? Yeah, that's a good question. But why so much sugar? Dr. Robert Lustig, a pediatric endocrinologist at University of California, San Francisco, has a theory that he outlines in his viral YouTube lecture, Sugar, the Bitter Truth. So why do I call it the Coca-Cola conspiracy? Well, what's in a Coke? And what's in a man? Caffeine. Good. So what's caffeine? It's a mild stimulant, right? It's also a diuretic. It makes you pee free water. What else is in a Coke? We'll get to the sugar in a minute. What else? Salt, 55 milligrams of sodium per can. It's like drinking a pizza. So what happens if you take on sodium and lose free water? You get thirstier, right? So why is there so much sugar in Coke? To hide the salt. And now we get to the crux of the matter. 19 foods that aren't food. What? Yeah. Mind you, I am going to blow this motherfucker up. Really, really, really up. Blueberries that aren't blueberries. What goes best with fake maple syrup? Fraudulent pancakes, of course. Read the tiny print that says, with imitation blueberries. And you'll be dying to hear how to fake the fruit. Here's the secret. Take some dextrose, fractionated palm kernel, flour, citric acid, soleil scum, maltodextrin, artificial flavors, 2 types of blue, 1 part red, and you're all set. I'm not going to go with the ingredients because nobody want to hear about the fucking ingredients. So you look at all that. Nobody want to hear all that shit. Okay, I'll be honest. I don't eat blueberry muffins. I don't. But then again, we live in a society in which we just don't give a damn about what's in it. You know, if it's like this. Personally, this is what I want. If I'm having pancakes, I do not want to know what is in the goddamn pancakes. I want to know, what can I have with said pancakes? Can I have some eggs? Can I have some sausages? Can I have, I don't know, maybe maybe some jam or something. Can I have an omelet, for God's sake? Can I have something to go with this thing? Just so I can feel better about having myself a decent brunch or breakfast, depending on what time I go out and eat. But with that said, this is what I don't care for. It's like, you want to know what's in your blueberry muffins? No. Well, let me tell you, no, I don't care. Moving on. Butter, that's not butter. Especially when it has a title like that. Serve this on your popcorn and you'll have people believing it's not butter in no time. Butter spray is as artificial as it gets. Your point is what? Let me tell you something. Whenever I go shopping, I get either butter or margarine. If neither one is there, I'm getting the butter spray. Sometimes it is better just to get something that's going to be easier to deal with. Especially if you're making cornbread. You want butter to go on your cornbread. I'm not sure about popcorn, but I'm damn sure that I want some butter on my cornbread. God damn it. I feel that, science really is stupid. Science is going derp all the time. But this is really derp because, you want to know what's in your butter? No. I don't care for what's in my butter. As long as it doesn't kill me, I'm better off. That's all I know. Whatever doesn't kill me is okay with it. And that's what's important. Whatever doesn't kill you is okay. That's what it should be about, but no. Cheese that isn't cheese. I think I read this article before, but still. Cheese that isn't cheese? Cheese faking is an art nearly as popular as cheese making. All kinds of brands make not cheese, but the classic is Easy Cheese. This pasteurized cheese snack is full of fillers, oils, and emulsifiers. The ingredients are so un-cheese-like that lobbyists try to force Kraft to call it cheese products embalmed cheese. But the government settled on processed cheese, according to the Complete Idiot's Guide to Cheese of the World. You know what? Last time I had cheese of this kind, I was a kid. And they still have this product still being sold to this day. They're called Lunchables. Because there are some Lunchables out there that really do have this. They really do have like Easy Cheese. And, that's, it's for those who feel, you can't really, you just don't have the time to make lunch. So therefore, for you kids to really just want to have your lunch right then and there. So, all you need is like something like some pretzel sticks. Dip it in cheese. There you go. You have lunch. Just make sure you actually have something filling, Next, chocolate. That's not chocolate. Chocolate? That's without nuts. Chocolate! Had to do that again. Chocolate, that's not chocolate. A chocolate chip cookie by any other name is a total red flag. See, chocolate chip flavored cookies, why is it called flavored? To be called chocolate, the FDA requires a food containing cocoa butter. And these use cheaper vegetable oils as substitutes. And yes, they partially hydrate That partially hydrogenated palm kernel oil is code for trans fat. Better bake your own. Again, this leads me to I don't give a care. I'm one of those people who can't really eat too much chocolate. The reason why is because every time I have chocolate, it makes me hot. I don't know why it is, but I can't eat chocolate. I mean, if I eat chocolate, it has to be something like that. And really, I don't care if it's like little Hershey's Kisses. Hershey's Kisses is okay. Even a piece of chocolate cake is fine. But as long as I have something to go with it, that's fine. I can deal with chocolate as long as I have something like milk to go with it. Otherwise, why should you care? There are many people who like chocolate. I mean, it's a good thing to like chocolate. It's a good thing to have a little chocolate now and then. But really, do you even care what's in the fucking chocolate? As long as it doesn't poison you, you're okay. And as long as you're not under depression, that's okay too. Because having too much will cause you to be unhealthy. Eggs that aren't eggs. Eggs are one ingredient, but substituting them takes 20. Thankfully, eggs top the ingredient list, but it goes down here from there. The very next ingredient is a proprietary blend of natural flavor to conjure up egginess. Egginess? Your egginess. That's what would happen. That's what would happen if Robotnik somehow claimed the title of king. He would be called your egginess. First off, there are times in which I like to have eggs. And I'm pretty sure if anyone else is like me, you can or cannot deal with eggs. Either you have some kind of allergy to it, or it just doesn't taste good to you. For me, I only like eggs a certain way. I like mine scrambled. That's how I always make my eggs. That's how I always eat my eggs. They're either scrambled or in an omelet. Otherwise, I have no say about eggs. Because there's a certain time and place in which this happens. In which someone from my family, either my mother or my cousin, actually make tuna salad. Tuna salad is fine. Tuna salad is decent. Tuna salad just isn't for me. And what do they do in tuna salad? They always put eggs in it. And again, I don't really care for tuna salad. They do that in tuna salad, or they do that with potato salad. And like I said, I don't really care. I don't want. Serve it at your own discretion, but I don't want any of it. The only way I'll ever eat an egg is just the way it's cooked, which is naturally scrambled. Because I like to have scrambled eggs. I like to have omelets. That's the only way I'm going to eat eggs. Otherwise, there's no other way I can eat an egg. I've tried softball, it just doesn't work for me. It just makes me gag. Some people like them. Some people like them that way. Some people like them a different way. But I just can't handle the way an egg is made sometimes because it can make me want to go to the bathroom. So I have to have it a certain way. I'm pretty sure most of you out there feel the same way as I do. Next, ice cream that's not ice cream. Ice cream. Ice cream. Gone are the good old days of ice cream. Yep. Now we're forced down. Now we're forced to shovel down spoonfuls of frozen dairy dessert, which can't legally be called ice cream without containing at least 10% milk fat, according to this depressing New York Times lament of ice cream lost. What Breyer's extra creamy vanilla frozen dairy dessert does contain is plenty of corn syrup gums anyway. Oh, but that's not entirely true. There are certain parts in your neck of the woods in which you can find ice cream. Like I'll take for instance my buddy Big, right? Okay, he works in a mall. He works in his mall as a baker. And considering that one day he just feels the need to go and get some ice cream. Doesn't matter what kind of ice cream it is. Doesn't matter to him if he just wants just some vanilla Rocky Road, or maybe some cookies and cream, or maybe some Neapolitan or something like that. No. It shouldn't matter. It's just ice cream. That's the problem. It's just ice cream. Nobody give a shit if it's real or not real. It's ice cream. You want it because you got to have it. On hot days, you need something cool. You need something that will wet your whistle. Something that will keep you from overheating. You've got two choices. You've got ice cream / a root beer float and popsicles. And even as an alternative, you can have ice water. But really, you don't need to say ice cream that's not ice cream. Ice cream is not gone. Ice cream is never gone. Just people have basically been evolutionized to actually go with frozen dairy dessert, or some kind of yogurt. Me, I want ice cream, and we'll share this where I live. On Century in Inglewood, on the right hand side where Costco's is, because I'll explain this. There is a huge shopping center in which it's like this. They both have a GameStop, but they have different areas surrounding the GameStop. They have an AT&T on the right side. There's an AT&T, a Carl's Jr., Food for Less, Costco, Michael's, Bed Bath & Beyond, and some little other known places. But on this side, which is the right hand side of the shopping center, there's a place called Cold Stones. That's COLDSTONE. Yeah, Cold Stones. Cold Stones is where they make ice cream of your choice, however you want it. I've not went to this Cold Stones yet, but before this year is up, I will manage to go to Cold Stone at least once, just to say I went there. Ice cream is never gone. It's just there, just waiting for people who want ice cream to have it. I also know that not too far from where I live, which is probably maybe a 10 to 15 minute ride upwards, there's a little shack. There's a little shack that actually sells ice cream. and root beer floats. Not to mention that they sell chili and rice there. Very cheap, very inexpensive, and it's good. So this what I'm saying right here, ice cream that's not ice cream, that's bullshit. Because ice cream's going to be there. And it's like going on the good old days of ice cream, that's bullshit too. Because ice cream, of course, still exists in the world. I mean, the only reason why ice cream has never been spoken of is because, yogurt and anything sophisticated that is ice cream. It's just, like ice cream is ice cream is inferior to yogurt. Come off that bullshit. Peanut butter, that's not peanut butter. Peanut butter, that's not peanut butter. Peanut flavor sugar oil doesn't have quite the same ring, but far more accurate a name than this honey roast peanut butter from Peter Pan. What shouldn't contain added sugar has at least 2 types, plus partially hydrogenated oil, or trans fat. Okay, you know what? I'll be honest. If you have Peter Pan, or Jif, or any of the sort, and you just want to make a quick PB&J sandwich, you can. You can. But as I said before, like I said with ice cream, you can't say it's not peanut butter. I mean, there are certain things that you shouldn't say, like, oh, this is not peanut butter. Peanut butter's gonna exist, dude. Peanut butter is what your taste buds say is peanut butter. Now, unless you had your tongue cut off, then to you, it might not be peanut butter. It might be something different. But usually in our house, what we have is either Jif or Peter Pan. And my mom has been known to have either one or the other. I sometimes frequent the peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. But not very often. Next is potatoes that aren't potatoes. Meet the mashed potato in a box whose first ingredient is, thankfully, potatoes. Dehydrated potato flakes to be exact, but they also come with preservatives, emulsifiers, flavorings, and even trans fat. At that point, good luck trying to convince anyone of potato realness. I like mashed potatoes. Whenever Christmas or Thanksgiving comes up, I said, before you guys do anything, make me some mashed potatoes. I cannot deal with potato salad, but I will deal with mashed potatoes. Some gravy. But still, this leads me to question this again. And mind you, it's hypothetical. Or rhetoric, or whatever. Does anybody actually care? I mean, I've had worse potatoes at San Luis Obispo. And yes, that was boot camp I went to, San Luis Obispo. And the worst thing was the potatoes there were like sand. That's potatoes that aren't potatoes right there. You go to a boot camp and you say, oh, you want some potatoes. You eat the potatoes, it doesn't even taste like potatoes. So really. Or say you go to KFC. It's like, they're potatoes too. They're mashed potatoes. But do you have to be so freaking stupid and say, oh, these aren't potatoes? They're potatoes, dude. Stop being scientific. Get your head out your ass and eat. That's all I have to say. And finally, tea that's not tea. tea that's not tea. Tea equals tea and water. Easiest recipe on earth. Yet companies so often seem to lose sight of what they're brewing. See, Sobe, PepsiCo company that manages to cram 11 ingredients that and no less than 5 weird extracts into their green tea. Oh no, that's 21 grams of sugar and 0 green tea. In our book, an extract does not a green tea make. You know what? I found myself become a tea drinker more than a soda drinker. I mean, these days, if there's no soda in the house, what I would usually do is I would either make myself some Kool-Aid or drink some juice, or possibly combine the two together. When I was younger, I used to make a lot of juice cocktails, namely apple and orange juice. We were low on, if we were just low on something, or I just wanted to have something different, I would put half orange juice, half apple juice, stir it together. I have juice cocktail. I can still do that to this very day. I'm pretty sure anybody can do that to this very day. But tea that's not tea, yeah. I mean, Sobe is okay, but if you really want some good tea, Arizona. That's when I usually. That's when I was working as a teacher. That's what I usually drank. Because my boss didn't drink soda, but she drank tea. She drank Arizona. So usually she would share a can with me. I would get like a cup of tea, and just share that can with her. Like if she doesn't finish it off, she gives me the rest of the can. So I'm like, okay. But tea that's not tea. No, you can't say tea that's not tea. It's still tea. That's the issue. It's still tea, even though what science wants to do, because it's not the scientists, it's science. Science wants to screw with your mind. It wants to tell you, oh no, it's not really tea. You're not really drinking tea. Science has a real different way of fucking with you. But to my extent, to everything that I've said, all I have to say is, don't believe the hype. I feel if you're hungry, then go with it. And so, my good people, all this here, a whole bunch of hype that you don't really need to care about. But if you want to, if you have feedback of your own that you want to share, then please do so. For I will have this article. I will have this article for you in the description box below, and you can, of course, share your own thoughts about this subject. My thanks to Ryu from Breath of Fire of sharing this article with me, and therefore have giving it to myself and Big something to talk about, because I swear to God, let me tell you, the one thing I love more than anything else is food. When I go out, I like to eat as much as I can and enjoy the food that I'm eating. I'm not thinking about calories or anything like that. Neither should anyone else who have to think about calories and whatnot, because that's the problem. That's the problem with today. It's like people rely on diet so much. Like they think they need to diet because, oh, I'm eating too much. You're not eating too much. You're not eating enough. That's the problem. You're not eating enough. So, when you really think about it, don't look at food as a bad thing. Look at it as a good thing. It is the greatest thing on earth that, you eat to live and you live to eat. And you enjoy what you eat as long as you know what you're eating. As long as it doesn't seem poisonous, then you're okay. I really think that people do overanalyze things when it comes to food. I should know because my mom does that all the time. She overanalyzes things instead of just like take them. Take it as is. So that's the same thing. We should take things as is. I mean, food that's not food, yeah, it's a lot of bullshit. A lot of bullshit indeed. So that, my good people, I will see you sometime later with more videos. Take care and have a great rest of the weekend.